So this is about the AI sales assistant and virtual sales assistant. So what's the difference between these, when to use what? So virtual sales assistant is something where someone gives a contract to some outside agency. It can be in the country, it can be outside the country, and you're trying to get some help with some salespeople where you do not have local field sales officers, or you just need some experienced people, right? AI sales assistant is a program. It's an AI program which will help you to do the initial legwork, whatever is automatable intelligently. It will help you to reach out to customers and figuring out uh, how to nurture leads, etc. And it sometimes it will impersonate you. So let's say there is a person named John as the salesperson. You can create AI assistant with the name John, and and the assistant will work with all the John's leads as if it is John. And whenever there is a response, the assistant will alert John. So John saves a lot of time. Or John can also create another assistant, let's say Jack, and Jack can do his own work as if it's a different person. So these kinds of things can be done in AI sales assistants, where you can impersonate another person, very much like a virtual sales assistant. So what's the difference between these two, and when you should use which one? So here, if we step back and look at the four key things that you basically do in sales, you're reaching out to target personas. That these are the personas who are in a sweet spot. You're reaching out to them. Second is you're connecting and nurturing the leads on digitally to just make sure that they understand your offering. And once they show interest and they're attracted to your offering, then you set up an appointment, set up a meeting once the lead has shown the interest, and then you want to negotiate and close the deal and the uh, rest of the sales pipeline processes. So let's look at each of these phases and which AI assistant or virtual sales assistant works better where, correct? The first part where you're reaching out to target personas that fall in your sweet spot. So generally you'll find them on Facebook or LinkedIn, where you can have a clear definition of these are the VPs of technology companies that you're reaching out to. These are the heads of call centers you're reaching out to. So you'll have a very clear definition. Now, either you can have a human do this activity of creating a list, going to each one of them, and then sending the connect message, or you can have a AI sales assistant do the same thing. The difference is that the AI sales assistant is 100% repeatable, very much sends messages at extremely efficient pace, no holidays, nothing, and those kinds of good things are established with, because it's a program. A human will take holidays and he may not be 100% accurate all the time, but the human is more intelligent. So if someone is selling a pizza related call center, he's running a pizza related call center, a human may personalize it better, and that's a very big difference. So if you are in a current situation where you don't know which message works, then humans will work better because they are going to test with different messages. The goal is to establish repeatability in every phase. So how to connect, what's the most effective message to connect and get a initial response. So that part, if it's not repeatable yet, you may have to try different things. There are two choices: either you try different things with a virtual sales assistant, which is a human, or you can create four or five different AI sales assistants, put some A/B analysis, and then try this same aspect and check the response of each and every connect message. Numerically, you can check that, okay, this message went to few hundred people and you got only 2% response rate, and some other message got 3.5-4% response rate. So with AI sales assistant, you get those very clear numeric data. With humans, it may or may not be very good quality reporting because it is all managed, generally speaking. It's not managed extremely in a process oriented way. The So this is the first step of reaching out to a persona. The second is nurturing the leads. So when you're nurturing the leads, once the lead says, I am interested, now the next set of messages of sending the correct success stories to each persona, based on the title of the person. If it's a manufacturing vice president, then these are the stories that will help that. If it's a Ford or Tata Motors or GE, not GE, but any other automotive motor company, that's another set of success stories. If you're sending it to pharma companies, then success stories, sending those relevant success stories to relevant audiences, critical for getting a response, for doubling the response. Actually, if you send very related material which is context sensitive to that business, then the response rate more than doubles. And AI assistants are programs, so they cannot miss it. It's 100% accurate. Humans are more intelligent. They may put another cover letter and along with that, and that can also improve responses, but it may not be repeatable or scalable. So that's the second step of how you can nurture leads. If you are like a SaaS company and you want to really grow to the entire country or to the globe, to a similar kind of people, uh, you may be better off with a scalable process, which is using AI sales assistant. If you're looking at running a small pilot and trying to figure things out, virtual human sales assistant may be okay for you. Now the third part is setting up the meeting and understanding after the lead shows interest and he sees your brochures and stuff like that, setting up the meeting and actually talking to the lead. So this is where virtual human sales assistants are very efficient, and the programmatic AI assistants cannot do this kind of work today. They cannot understand what the person is saying and things like that. So that technology is not yet evolved. So from the third stage onwards, where you're setting up a meeting, doing negotiations and stuff like that, that's better done by a human. uh, no questions asked about that. And closing the deal, of course, that's also better done by the human. But the first two steps of opening the funnel to a very large funnel across a major geographical area, those I would say that AI sales assistant does a better job, and the last two phases are better done by a human to give you the best of the both worlds. Okay, so that's my take on it. If you have any other key points, for example, training, if AI sales assistant gets a particular sequence right for a given persona, you never have to train anybody else again. Assistant will repetitively send the same message again and again with 100% repeatability. Replication is 100%, it's not 99.9%. So that's the best part of making it repeatable, accurate. So you know that you don't have to train anybody else once again. If a good salesperson is working and excellent in getting new connections, you can replicate that very easily using AI sales assistant. The next is the cost of customer acquisition, right? You will see that everywhere, customer acquisition cost. Here, the once you use AI sales assistant, the cost is pretty much locked down because it's a program. You know exactly how much it's going to cost. There is no increments. There is no annual every year dialogues or promotions and stuff like that. So this also, when it comes to actual practical everyday workings, since we have been running a few companies, I would say that it's very important to make sure that your customer acquisition cost is clear to you and doesn't fluctuate. So that is, these are a couple of critical points. Updating CRMs is also very important in sales. You need to have that visibility as management on what exactly is happening with each lead. Here, AI sales assistant will update Salesforce, HubSpot, any of these programs for each and every email sent immediately, on time, accurately. Humans do not have generally that kind of a discipline, and so it is. You may find it slightly tough to get people to enter quality data in CRM. Uh, So at least for the first two parts of the sales where you're reaching out, you're nurturing the leads. So these sections you can have your Salesforce updated properly. For the next few leads, once the lead shows interest, then the salesperson is also motivated because he's all excited about it and he gets his commission, of course. So he will have more interest in keeping things updated that time. So those are the, I would say, high level uh, usage of when to use what. And if you have any comments, any questions, let me know. Cost is definitely one of the key things. For example, people, when you're talking about people who are sales assistant, like virtual sales assistant, guys from different countries will cost differently. When it's a program, generally it's running on the cloud nowadays, and the cloud costs are not that different across whether it's Amazon cloud or Azure cloud. These programs will have similar costs and across the world. So irrespective of which geography you're targeting, your customer acquisition cost will not change. So these are key considerations that I think you guys need to make sure that you pay attention to. And I'm more than happy to hear any other points of views and talk to you soon. Thank you.